Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Welcome. If you're here for the first time, I'm so glad that you decided to hang out with us or check us out. My name is Tyler, and I'm going to be helping navigating you through the world of futures. It has been a crazy ride. Yesterday was very frustrating. We're seeing the market go through a free fall overnight. We'll be talking about all of that and some of the news that's been going on. But if you're here for the first time, I'm glad that you decided to join us. If you're looking to trade or take your trading to the next level, or let's just say you don't want to blow your personal account while all of this is going on, well, you can use the code DTJ and you can get anywhere from 30 to 80% off your next evaluation account. Use that code. It will always give you the most updated discount available. So with that, let's go ahead and pray, get started off the right way, and then we will take a look at the charts. Good morning. I'm glad you're here. Father, we honor you this morning. We thank you for your faithfulness and your goodness and your kindness, Father. Lord, with with what's going around in the world, Father, with the wars and the attacks, Lord, I just pray protection over your people, protection over your children. Lord, I just pray that those that are in harm's way would find protection. Father, that you would provide for those that need it provided for. Lord, I just pray that you would make your presence known in this time for those that need refuge. Father, that you would be their refuge. Father, I pray for wisdom as we read the market. I pray for a blessing for everyone here, that they would see increase in their personal walk with you and in their finances. Lord, we honor you in everything we say and do. In Jesus' name, amen. Hey, folks, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Matthew, how are you doing? Kara, good morning. Paul, Joseph, Godspeed, what's up? Wilhelm, Matthew, Lawrence. Ted, good morning, my friend. Jeff, John, good morning. I appreciate all your verses right first thing in the morning. I love them. I read them right when they pop up. Blessing or blessed. Good morning. Octavian. Jonatas. Good morning. Linda. How are you? Colin. Hi. Wendy. Good morning. I know if I see a good morning with the prayer hand emoji, it's Wendy. Good morning. Joseph, Marcelo, Rich. Okay, folks. Why don't we, if I missed your name, I'm sorry. Matt, good morning. Let's go ahead and take a look at the market. So, I want to take a step back to yesterday. I said I was looking for lower prices, and it ended up being a very frustrating day for me. And to be honest, it would have been, we were right. It just wasn't time. They were waiting for, so the mistake that I made yesterday is I didn't pay attention to the news that Trump was talking that there was pretty much an imminent possibility of Israel attacking Iran. That was news yesterday. So in light of that, now we didn't know when the attack was going to be. It happened to be that night. But we didn't know when it was going to be. But I could have I could have basically sat out. This was heavy manipulation. Price intentionally did not move with the expectation that there was something happening. And then when something happened, boom, it moves aggressively where we were expecting it to go. It's one of the, thank you. Man, you're always on top of that. Always on top of that. So yesterday's price action was very frustrating because it showed models, it showed that price wanted to move, and then it didn't. Even with our breaker, this breaker right here would have been beautiful to take. This breaker right here would have been beautiful to take. It's not showing on the 5-minute, but it basically was in consolidation all day because it was waiting for news. So basically, it's important to know kind of the economic environment that we're trading in. And that was a mistake on my part yesterday. So here we are this morning. In light of Israel attacking Iran, we've sold off and now are inside of this dealing range here. From here, where is price going to go? Well, I can tell you that everybody's probably thinking that we're moving for lower prices. So my expectation is they're going to continue to manipulate. For how long, I don't know. So for me personally, I am not going to be trading any personal or personal or funded accounts today. I am going to be strictly on an evaluation account. I'm only trading an eval account. That's going to be for me today. So I'm going to put on here eval only for me today. That is going to be my, I wonder if I can put it here. Can I inputs? Let's see if it shows up. There it goes. All right, I think that's what we're going to do. All right. Sorry, had to get that squared away here. So I am only going to be trading eval today. In light of everything that's been going on, I don't know the kind of manipulation we're going to see. And I just want to protect my accounts. With that being said, if we take a look at the 60-minute time frame or the hourly time frame, we have been inside of this hourly fair value gap basically all morning. We've been moving up and through, and we finally have reached, actually we haven't even hit the previous day's London low. So if I'm going to look for lower prices, we could see that now, but I think I want to reach up into this level here, somewhere inside of this rejection block, this bullish rejection block, this wick. I think I want to look for price to find resistance here. I think that's where I would like to see price go. Inside that breaker wick. And if you drop down to the lower time frame, you'll see here it is that 8:30 candle the news candle from yesterday. So, and it's also, we see a fair value gap beginning right here on the 5-minute time frame as well. So I'm going to be looking for that as far as price goes. When we have 2 minutes till market opens here. We're going to mark out our 415. See where we should at least know where it's at. Then we have our London low. London high has already been ran. So we're just looking at seeing if we want to reach up to those levels there. All right, so there is our opening bell. 9:30 model played out. I don't take that on screen. I don't take that with really anywhere. That's something I share inside the Discord. That played out nicely. I did take a larger eval on that one, simply because it's an eval account. But that played out well. Went for 20 handles for a target. We just hit London previous day low. So this is where, do we want to find resistance in this gray box or this rejection breaker wick area? If it goes right through it, then we just get rid of that idea. There's going to be a lot of uncertainty today, and we have to be very, very cautious, very careful in the decisions that we make. It means we might sit and do nothing. We'll see. All right, so we got, let's go down to the 1 minute time frame. All right, so we got 9:30, 9:31. We got news at 10 o'clock. That, considering, I think that's consumer sentiment. If it is, then it could actually be pretty volatile. I don't think I have also marked out our previous day high and low. We'll go ahead and mark those. So if you're in the Discord, I just dropped all of the back testing on the 931 and 932, 930, 931, and 932 fair value gaps from all the back testing. I did a year's worth of back testing simply on those 3 candles. I'm finishing up the 930. Not quite done with that one yet. But the consensus I'm coming with overall when it comes to models is that I want more of them because they bring more consistency. They bring less uncertainty. If I could have a model identified for every hour of the day, I would have so many trading options that I wouldn't have to look for any type of trade that's remotely suggestive or subjective, I should say. This is why I'm going heavy on this backtesting, because I think there is a lot of fruit that can be pulled from this. So I'm excited on what the future has for that. Good morning, Alex. Vintage Trader. It's if I remember right, Judy. Plumix. Good morning. Priming for a pump. It looks like. Let's see. What time is this? 9:34. Let's see if we get a fair value gap entry. Jody today. Welcome. Monet, good morning. Paul, not a bad idea. Wait until 10 for sure. We have a lot of space here. We really do. We may not reach all the way up there, but we'll see if we come in and enter a fair value gap. So currently watching this fair value gap right here. That is our first presented fair value gap right now. I believe it's evaluation. No, when you're signing up with Apex, you go directly to Apex. There's nothing else. Evaluation or wealth charts. Do you have a link, or where are you finding that? Because I've never experienced anything with that. All right, this is the last candle. I'm looking to see if that wants to come into this first presented fair value gap. Yes, BC, 100%. That's the golden nugget. You can have a purely objective. I think the thing is, though, when you're coming up with your purely objective, so the pump and dump strategy is, I end it at 935. So it still could find support in this fair value gap and move higher, but the whole idea is to do it before 930 or 935. Apex site. Okay, I'm going to check that out right now because I don't know what you're talking about. Apex. Funded trader. %, evals. Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's your. Do not do wealth charts. Go down to rhythmic or Tradevate. Rhythmic or Tradevate. That's where you want to go. Rhythmic or Tradevate. All right, folks, hit the like button. Once we hit 70 likes, we will do our daily affirmation, and we will do an on-screen trade when that time comes. We'll take an on-screen trade. I have it loaded actually on this chart right here. You'll see on the top right corner the red and blue buttons. They're filled in. That means I have an eval loaded on this account. This is what I've been wanting to test right here. See how it finds support and it moves higher right away? That's what I've been back testing, except for me, that testing ended. I did not look at anything that created fair value gap after 935. So 936, it came in and it moved higher. So I noticed that 936 has more of a failure rate, meaning at 936 it starts to run, it can run through it instead of continuing higher. So I just kept all of the data from 935 and before. We'll watch this, the new week opening gap and the midpoint of the opening range. Did I mark that? I haven't marked that yet. And then we'll also mark 930 here. The other thing is, if I was to do 930 here, the rule, or if I would have taken this at 936, the rule that I've been working on is the entry would have been here, the stop loss would have been here, and so I would have had to target 80 handles for this, and that would have been right there. So that would have been the target. That's quite an aggressive target because of how large the stop loss would be required to be. You probably could, if you have the first presented fair value gap violated, close it there, but I've seen those close below and move higher at times if you don't like having the stop loss that large. The rule on these is a 1-to-1 risk to reward. And I frame all of my stop losses on fair value gaps based on C1 or C3. C1 is the first candle that frames the low of the fair value gap. C2 is the actual fair value gap. C3 frames the high of the fair value gap. C1, C2, C3. That's what I mean by that. We have a little ways to go, guys. 70 likes. You could use the CE of the 930 candle that looks like a breakaway gap. Would 21,755 be a good entry? It just, I mean, it depends. What's your model? Why would it be a good entry? you don't say, is it a good entry? It has to be based on something, right? Are you doing it based on the order block right here? Are you doing it based on it just retraced into a fair value gap, overlapping with an order block? Are you doing it just because you think it's going to go higher and it's a good place to get in? A couple of those are the right answer. A few of those are not the right answer. What I guess I'm saying is you're asking the wrong question. The question shouldn't be, is this a good entry point? The question should be, do I see my model? Do I see price supporting? Do I see my model in price action, and does it support for higher price? If the answer is yes and yes, then it doesn't matter at what price it's at. Then yes, fair value gap continuation, then there you go. That would be a correct answer. The next question you have to answer is, where is the appropriate stop loss that you're willing to take based on the risk that you're willing to take? So midpoint of candle 1, you could also do the order block right here for that. If you're looking for, if you're talking about this entry right here, when I've back tested this whole thing, Ted, the putting it at the low had a significant. It was nice because the larger your stop loss was, the larger your target was, and it also reflected the volatility in the market. So this volatility in this candle actually could support price moving and giving that 80 handle move. So this trade, even though we'll say it was a valid trade, it wasn't, because it was after 936 for what I back tested. And maybe you set your rules to go for 936, but your trade would have been here, and we're targeting 1-to-1. So we'll see if it plays out. We'll see if it plays out. Liam, my bias today is I have no idea. We just had an attack on Iran. There's economic uncertainty around the world. How the market wants to interpret that and how the market wants to move to manipulate price, I have no idea. If I had a gun to my head and I had to give you an answer right now, I would say everybody thinks price is going to move lower, so I think they move price higher until a moment where nobody expects it and they start selling off aggressively. Because right now, everybody that were in stocks, were in the stock market, could not sell overnight, right? They couldn't sell overnight. Options could not sell overnight. So right off the open, what do? They start pumping it, making everybody hopeful that price wants to move back up. So I think they do this to provide hopium, and then they aggressively move lower. That's what I would expect, but I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of the tilt I would be leaning towards. So I would rather take shorts than longs. But, I mean, for sure, hopium. I mean, it's the truth, Jody. People will literally hold a losing trade longer than they can hold a winning trade. It's the worst part of trading psychology. If you're in a winning trade, you're afraid to lose it, so you cut your trade. If you're in a losing trade, you hope you get back to break even, so you hold it. So everybody that was long here are in extreme pain, and they're just, dear Lord, please bring it back higher. So they're going to play with that, play with those heartstrings, I think, and then drop it. Yeah, we got 10 minutes till news. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure it's is it consumer sentiment? It is, yeah, consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. So consumer sentiment is going to be horrible because of, I mean, I don't know what kind of consumer sentiment is going to happen, to be honest. What am I saying? I'm not a professional at this. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, we need 17 more likes, 17 more, and then we will do our daily affirmation and qualify for an on-screen trade. Oh yeah, I mean everybody's probably done to some degree that. Henry, good morning. Weekly fair value gap lower. No, I have all of that. There's a monthly and weekly and a volume imbalance and a Friday midpoint. All of that is attractive. So we absolutely have reason or areas that we could rebalance if price wants to continue to drop. The question is, when does it want to drop? And it just amazes me how seemingly perfect the market times its structure with news events. We're in the last weekly fair value gap right now. This would be the area that it could move lower without running the highs. If we closed, I mean, can you imagine? Let's just say last week it closed above that high. It probably would run for this high here because it's an algorithm. But it didn't, so it could literally just sell off right here. It's just crazy to me. We made equal lows right here, I should say, also, folks. These are exactly equal lows. All right, we just swept the high there, and we closed bearish on the 1 minute candle. We'll see if that's a sweep of liquidity to now move lower, or if that's just, again, more manipulation. We still have 8 minutes before news. Why don't you do both, Ted? Why don't you sell a portion of it and continue holding a position on it? Take some profit off of the table, but don't sell everything. John, do you think they did that report before the attacks? Caleb, what's up? Yeah, because it's all algos. Yeah, I mean, if we go out to, let's say, the 15-minute time frame, we could put a fib tool on this low to high. Honestly, it doesn't. I'm not really. Man, I always do it the wrong way, and I need to change these colors because I'm getting tired of not being thick enough when I'm looking at this. All right, so let's make those lines thicker. Let's include the 70. All right, so we're at 62% right now. Here's 70%. Look where 70% lies. I really like that. I like it right at that breaker. But, you know, honestly, who knows what's going to happen here? I feel a reversal coming. What's up, Ryan? There's a pretty face that I haven't seen in a while. Decided to get on to see all the chaos with wars. What's up, Kaysen? What's up, big guy? Here, wait. Let me put it up. Let me put the big screen here so you can see the face. Hey, Kaysen. Lilu, probably not. I don't do anything with Forex. The only ones that I'm really going to be watching are the Nasdaq, S&P 500, and gold. And by the way, with the news, gold made new highs. $3,400. It's in $3,460 is where it went up to. Insane. There's the pump. I was at 3,400. We went to 3,460. Guys, gold is gonna keep going higher. It didn't make a new all-time high, but we're gonna go higher here, folks. I think this is the new norm, to be honest. 2 minutes till open, or till news. Silver also, that's another one I will watch. I don't trade it, but own it. Silver, I think, could have finally get out of its consolidation that it's been in for such a long time. I mean, that's 2020. We've been in consolidation all through here. I could see it reaching $38. $44. We got these relatively equal highs, and that could be a sign, folks. It's only taken 15 years to target those equal highs. That's funny. All right, we got news here. Let's see what happens. Maria, good morning. Leroy, Kenya, welcome. Glad you're here. One more like, folks. One more like, and we will do our daily affirmation. We're almost there. Hey, we hit it. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. This is a good one. All of them are good. And if you haven't, you can find all of these on X, guys. Go on there, hit the like button on it. Like it if you don't mind. Here is our affirmation. Fear doesn't lead me, faith does. I don't have to see the whole path. I just need to trust the one who goes before me. The unknown isn't empty. It's filled with his presence. I move forward, not afraid, but anchored. Guys, uncertainty is everywhere. I mean, today and last night is an example of it. My kids were like, Dad, what's going to go? What's going to happen? Are they going to be what? There's uncertainty. But the thing is, the line that really stands out to me is the unknown isn't empty, it's filled with his presence. You need to understand that the Lord will go before you. He is with you in and through all things. He's with you through the drawdown. He's with you through the losses. He's with you in the failures. And that gives hope. That gives hope. So anchor yourself in trusting the Lord and what he has for you. Maybe it's not going to look exactly the way you thought it was going to be. Maybe it's a little different. Maybe it's completely different. But our job as believers is to believe, to trust the Lord that he will see us through. The Bible says that he will never tempt us beyond what we can bear. He would never allow temptation beyond what we can handle. His grace is sufficient for you. His power is made perfect in your weakness. Trust him, follow him, and he will direct your steps. Yes and amen. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Isn't that the one I did my video on? Lean not in your own understanding, in all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your path straight. I'm pretty sure half of you found my channel because of that video. That video did very well. My channel found you, Mitch. I'm glad. Man, isn't this morning just invigorating? Isn't this just exciting? We're going to get rid of that. That basically has done nothing. This 4 hour, we closed above that, so we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of this. If you don't follow me on X, find me on X, guys. Would love to connect with you there if you're not a part of the Discord. There it is right there. Man, that first presented fair value gap is a boss. Now, let me ask you this. If your model was to take that 931 entry for whatever reason, I don't care about the rules at this moment, but if that was your entry right here and your target was right here and your stop loss was here and we're still in here, how many of you would still be holding it after 30 minutes? Honest question. How many of you would still be... give me a thumbs up if yes or a thumbs down if no. I'm curious. Now, let's take one element out of the equation. Let's assume there was not potential war. Okay? Let's throw that piece out. Okay? Does that change your answer? Okay? So no looming war. We're only talking technicals. You have your entry. You have your target. You have your stop loss. Are you still in the trade after 30 minutes? No, no. I don't know what FR is. Sorry, Liam. Nah, holding. Yeah, we're assuming there is no war on the brink. We're talking about that. Depends on PA and trending markets. So when I'm doing my back testing, here's the thing. When you do your back testing, you let the play run to your stop loss. The difference between back testing and actual trading, forward testing, is our emotions are involved. Now, despite the looming of war, I believe the correct answer is you should still be in this trade. I believe the correct answer is you should still be in the trade based on the model. I'm not saying that this is a perfectly fleshed out model, but I'm saying if this was your model and your model was a target here and a target and a stop loss here, you should still be in this trade. And this is something that I'm accepting more and more because I hate taking long trades, but I'm realizing that the times that I get out of trades because I subjectively don't like it, it ends up running in my direction. Yes, it's probably saved me a time or two, but if I'm going to have an objective strategy, I have to allow it to hit that stop loss and also allow it to play out for an objective strategy. Just something for you guys to think about when it comes to putting together your models and your strategies. The subjective nature of us choosing to get in or get out can actually negatively affect your numbers. That's the only thing that I constantly think. Now, do I feel like I would have wanted to be out? Yes. My feelings would have been telling me get out of this trade. But I think the right answer is you let the trade play out, period, to your stop loss or to your target profit. The only exception that I would make is if there was price action that would invalidate the trade idea altogether, then you could say, hey, this target seems invalid at this point. Let's just say maybe it was a close below this first presented fair value gap. Well, here's the close at 10.10. Now you could say I'm closing the trade to protect yourself from taking on another 20 handle loss or whatever it may be. 10 handle loss. But if it's not invalidated, then theoretically we should still be in trades like these and allowing these longer trades to play out. I think that is an essential part of the growth of a profitable trader, is being able to resist the temptation of letting subjective feelings dictate what you do on a objective trade. Anyway, just my 2 cents on that. Tony, is that a good thing or a bad thing, you think? That you always close early? Yeah, if it's a momentum play, Ted, 100%. I mean, I totally get it. I'm just talking about the whole concept of subjective versus objective trading. Do you always stay too long on winning trades, Matthew, or is it mostly losing trades? Hang on a second. Did we tell you last night not to read that, but do your quiet time? Yes, we did. Do your quiet time first, and then I'll let you read it, okay? Thank you. Hopium on the losers. Yes, I totally get it. It takes balls to say that I'm wrong and to admit to losing hundreds of dollars. It really does. Nobody wants to admit they're wrong or accept that their idea was a loser. It just doesn't feel good. It takes a lot of gusto to say, this is wrong, I'm getting out, I'll accept the loss, we'll go for the next one. For real. You missed a lot of the bigger moves? Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean, you guys have been on stream when I've been up 50 plus handles before, and then I get stopped out at break even because I'm trying to learn to hold for those bigger moves. That's just the truth. And it sucks every time when I get stopped out at break even after I'm up 50 handles. That's tough. Okay, so if we close below this the first fair value gap right here, I want to see if we have momentum to the downside. We have another 1 minute fair value gap there. And then we also have a breaker we're at right here. I don't know which way it wants to go. We're finding support at 930 as well. No. I don't think so. Now, here's the thing. When I say completely objective, I take that back. I think you can be completely objective on your entry and exits, but I think you need to be subjective on the market environment. So I think you need to become an excellent subjective observer of the conditions of the market. For example, yesterday was a seek and destroy conditions. If you could have subjectively determined that this environment doesn't look good for my model, then you could have stayed out of taking an objective trade. If you saw the market moving with low resistance, and you could say with subjectivity, hey, this market condition looks good for my objective trade and I'm going to take it. I think that's where objectivity and subjectivity work together. Because if you can identify that the market is good, for right now, for example, we just had crazy news of war potentials, an attack. The environment would say it's probably not the best idea to do objective trading when we have uncertain market conditions. So I think that's how you use subjectivity and objectivity in your trading in a good way. It's hence why I'm only on an eval today. I'm just trading an eval today. I've seen those types of trades. It's crazy when it comes that close. All right, nothing's really happened in the 10 a.m. macro with the news. So we might be looking to wait till 11 a.m. See if anything happens. I may take a demo or an eval trade on the close of this, targeting this swing low. I think I'm going to try it. Ah! The only thing that looked remotely good, and then it decides to flash below the low before I can take the entry. Yeah, I like it running lower here. I'm irritated that it ran 930. I'm going to see if it comes up into a fair value gap here. I forgot to put midnight open on here. All right, I'm going to take an entry right there. Retesting this conditions here. This is an eval trade. Again, folks, seeing if we find resistance here at 930 with a pushback lower. And based on the evaluation rules, I can't make more than 50%. So this is, I think, where my target would have to be. Even though I may want to see if it could run lower, I think I can't make more than this level right here based on where my account's at. I'm going to give this one more shot. If we can't close below this, I will look at taking a trade or selling it here inside of here. I want to see if it can give us another push lower and if it can close. I don't like this candle's wick. So personally looking for the close below this fair value gap. Yeah, I can't make much more than this right here. I'm going to bring that up a little bit. I'm going to close that just because I can't make much more for me. We did sweep that low. Let's see how we close inside. If we don't close in here, I personally would be closing the trade, looking for a deeper retracement. If it closes below, that's a good sign. So no close below. Me personally, I would be moving my stop a lot closer, or I'd be taking profit off right there. Nice trade right there, folks. Beautiful trade. So I can make another $150. So I could take a 7-handle trade with this, but it's probably not even worth it. So maybe I'll just switch to another eval account. I mean, look at that drop. Oh, that would have been nice to be a part of that. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Way to go, Ted. Take note on ES. ES has hit its Friday midpoint of the previous week's range. How many of you took that trade? How many took you that trade off the rejection of 930 right there? That's beautiful. I mean, it was honestly a beautiful trade. Way to go, James. Way to go, guys. Way to go. Now your job is to keep the money. Keep it. Don't give it back to the market. If any of you are trading or want to trade, oh, I don't have all those nice little numbers up on there for you. If you're wanting to trade an eval account, guys, you can use the codes DTJ. These are the three that I've looked into the most and I like the best. All have different values. I think Apex is the best for first-time, brand-new traders. It's the cheapest option. I think there might be another one, but it's not as well known, and so I'll go with the well-known option. Look at that reaction right off that sweep of the low, and ES tagging Look at ES tags that level. That's Friday. That's that's Friday equilibrium. Nice reaction from there. Sweep of liquidity on NQ. But when it comes to you guys using evaluations, Apex is the cheapest. Take profit, I think, is all around the best. Overall, all costs in, it's the cheapest. It's $120. They also don't make you trade for 8 days before you get a payout. They do have other rules that are okay. You can't YOLO your eval accounts. You can only make 50% of your target on the first trading day. You have to trade an eval for a minimum of 5 days. But once you're in a performance account, once you are above your safety net, you can make withdrawals the same day. So you make $1,000, you can withdraw $1,000 that day. Apex doesn't allow you to do that. So if you're learning and you're just wanting the extra risk, get a single Apex account. It's the cheapest option. But if you're to the point where you're making profit, or you think that you can, with your risk management, make profit or pass an eval account, go and head to Take Profit Trader and pass that account, and then there's no activation fee for the performance account. Now, if you're like all in, I know what I'm doing, and I just want to start making money, but I don't want to use my own money, Tradify is that option. Tradify will allow you to get a simulated funded account right off the bat, and you can make money right away. You got to obviously get above your safety net as well, but that's what I would recommend. So you can use those for days like this, where it's like, you know what, I'm not going to trade my funded accounts or personal account. I'm just going to focus on an eval account. That's what you can do. Yes, Tony, Tradify is your straight to funding firm. No, they made a mistake on my account. I called them, they corrected it. I don't know how it made a mistake on my account, but there is no monthly cost and there's no activation fee. It's one time. It's monthly until you pass your activation fee. So Take Profit Trader will work this way. You're going to pay $120 for their eval account. That's for 30 days. If you don't pass your eval account in 30 days, they'll charge you another $120. If you fail your eval account in that 30 days, you can reset it for $100. If you haven't passed your eval account, you've failed, you blew that account and don't reset it, and then a new month comes in, you will be charged another $120, but it will reactivate your account. So there's multiple ways that you can approach that. Pass it in 30 days, just be steady Eddie all the way through it, pass it as long as it takes, pay the extra $120 or whatever it is. Pine, I'm not interested in your graphics. I pay another firm to do all my thumbnails, so don't worry about it. Look at that. Look at that take off right there. We broke back through 930. So now the question is do we stay above 930, and what do we do there? Are we going to head to the first presented fair value gap? Are we going to consolidate inside this range right here? Are we just going to sweep this liquidity and run back lower? Here's 50%. And here's our optimal trade entry right here inside that first presented fair value gap. So what I'm going to look for, it also aligns with the breaker, high, low, higher, high. I'm going to look for a reversal in this area here. I'll be right back, folks. There could be our reversal right here, folks. I don't want to assume that we're just going to make a V-shape dive. So I'm looking at this as a potential breaker. So it would look something like this. That's what I'd like to see. But we hit the level I was wanting. Let's see how we react. If we just collapse, then I don't know. What's up, Jason? Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. This also is potential a bullish breaker right here, but I'm bearish looking on the downside. Yeah, there's a lot down here on ES that we could really run for. I'm glad you find it too. What video, how'd you come across it, Jason? Just curious. All right, so we did have a 15-minute change in state of delivery. We didn't have a 30. That closes in 15 minutes. And then the hourly, we're still sitting there. So we'll see what it wants to do. 15 minutes on the hourly. We swept the low down here. We didn't sweep the high, though. I don't want to assume that we're just going to collapse all morning either. We didn't run these highs, so we made relatively equal highs. I think I'm interested in going long here. Ugh, that was a horrible position. I wanted to get that at that low. You guys see that? I literally said it when it was like right here. Click it, and then my entry's way up there. That's horrible. $73, so 703. It would have been, stop loss would have been right there at 10 handles. So we're gonna just let that hit, most likely. This Discord is kind of turning into my journal at times. Hey, by far do that. That's exactly what it should be used for. Again, like I said, guys, this is an eval account. Do not, I got the worst possible entry I could ever get when I clicked it around here. It just filled me in a horrible spot. All right, so I'm going to scratch that trade, folks. That was nasty. That was horrible. I mean, I literally probably, if I got the entry I wanted, I probably would have just taken my profit right there. It's just a horrible position. One of your videos about Christian trading. Yeah, that was a good one. Thanks, Ted. I've enjoyed you being here. Thanks, Frosty. Thank you. Yeah, I know there's a lot more people on here than those that actually are in the chat. So for all of you silent folks out there, I'm really glad that you're here too. Okay, so based on the narrative, lower prices, equal lows, I'm interested in trying to go short here. I'm going to test this fair value gap out right there. And I'm going to take a short right here and see if it wants to hold. I'm going to keep a relatively tight stop. This is based on a 30-second time frame, so not high probability. And I'm not recommending you follow along on any live account. This is an eval only. I'm testing based on what I'm seeing in the charts and seeing if it's going to play out. So please do not follow this if you are on a funded account, please. Or even an eval account that you care about, because this could get stopped out here. We'll set this right at that high. Yeah, it looks like it's going to just get blow right through it. Yeah, I think the market, I think I had the right idea first, that the market's going to try to push this higher. I'm not going to take any more trades even on my eval account. It just doesn't feel right to do so. I don't want to build any negative trading habits by taking more risky trades. So if something more, I mean, I don't regret trying to take it But I mean, it's moving right now. What happens if I take a trade here? I don't even know. Does that show up there? Maybe, but we also saw the 31 play out very strongly as well. I think we might pump to the highs here. He just came out and announced that he came out and somebody asked a question and said that if there's not 8:30 news, that you can use the 9:30 candle as your first presented fair value gap. We created equal highs right here. 2 minutes till 11. We'll see how market here plays out, and we'll probably call it a day here shortly. At this point, I don't think I want to do anything until we run these highs and come into the new week opening gap, midpoint of the opening range gap. I think that's where we might want to go. I just don't want to try anything right now. Yeah, I think we pump higher here. We also closed a 30-minute, made an order block here. I would want these to be swept, those relatively equal highs. We don't have to sweep that high one, but I do want to see this one swept. So I want to see price reach 21,770 before any type of drop. Closed green. Yeah. We got an hourly inversion fair value gap overlapping with this breaker right here. See if it wants to reach up into there. I think that's where my that's where I'd want to see it try to reach up into. Minute inversion. Yeah, we do have a 15-minute inversion right here. This looks like the manipulation for the expansion. I think that's where I think price is going to go, folks. I'm going to call it a day here, Friday. I'm not trading funded accounts here today or personal accounts just because of the climate right now. So I'm going to call it early, enjoy my family, do some other work. If you have any questions, find me on X. Thanks for hanging out. Use the code DTJ. If you're interested in joining our community, you can find information on that at dtjacademy.com down in the description. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I enjoy it. I love answering your questions, chatting with you guys through the chat. Let's stay connected. God bless. We'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.